All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the A Link to the Past Randomizer Mentor Tournament 2025. Today we have a pair of undefeated players going head to head in the week 5 of this event. On the left, we have Fernap, and on the right, we have Zaxorai. Both being mentored by very fine players, Coin Chaser and Homemade Beer, respectively, and we'll see how they handle this standard Kaz Boots race as we follow them in their traditional journey. I'm Pro A007, very happy to be joining you here today, and on the mic with me is Emok81. Welcome.
Everyone, looking forward to this great race. These two runners have been doing a fantastic job through the Swiss rounds. This should be a great one.
And we've already got a map check right off the bat here with Red Crystal at Eastern, Crystal at Hera, and Blue Pendant at Desert. So, and our runners so far, they get a sword once they say hi to their uncle, hi and bye to their uncle, and we got a bottle right off the bat, so we'll get pretty much all the CAC checks out of the way, which is nice.
Yeah, early money right from the chest in the uncle area too, which is going to make that a whole lot easier to not have to worry about hunting down anything for bottle vendor.
Right. Yeah, and with boots already in play, they'll get everything they need from escape as well. So, and on top of that, this should be pretty quick. This is a fairly scripted opening sequence, so don't be surprised to see low fives from our runners. Woohoo.
That is such a great item to find early. Getting a flute out of escape here, they'll be able to activate that as soon as they get in the village. That just makes movement even better. Just with these two runners, giving them extra movement, this seed's gonna be very, very quick. I can already get the sense of it.
Yeah. Got to be careful. Don't be like Teeks 88 a few days ago. Had a little bit of a mishap with a hard reset.
Oh.
So it worked out for him, but it was one of those very, very tilting moments. But yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be a very quick seed so far. Zaxorai going for close quarters combat. Fernap is being a little more conservative, using the pot to inflict damage. So
Early Pearl.
yeah, the
Pearl and Zelda Cell. That's also nice to not hunt that down. Shout outs to Haiku, who's doing our tracking here. Is gonna have to try to keep track of what these guys are doing. We'll be helping out as we go.
Luckily, with the opener being linear from the outset here, that's gonna make the early tracking pretty straightforward. And I think even after the first, I think 10-11 minutes are going to be pretty identical. They're going to do the CAC checks, although it may remain to be seen if one of them decides, you know what, I don't need to do the Lost Woods right now. I need that flute and I need it activated yesterday.
Yeah, we still have a few items that we're going to be finding in the back. Who knows? We could see something that might end up creating some divergence. But I have a feeling that we'll be seeing a lot of that CAC play. There's just way too many checks there to overlook for long.
And with 300 rupees, if they come up short on the bomb front, through item pickups, they'll have more than enough to cover in southern Kakariko during their expeditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so we're down into Dark Cross. Just a burrito. So
well, that does mean we got 4 items still to look at. So lots of things to uncover here in Escape.
Yep. So Yeah, looking like about a 505 or so the uh, for the escape. Both players moving very quickly. 10 arrows. There's our bomb. That takes care of the bomb concern. Wow, all those hits and he didn't get a thing. That's pretty unlikely. They're just not giving anything.
Now drops have been pretty scarce in here,
Yeah,
but
so
I mean, luckily they have mostly what they need for at least early game anyway.
yeah, about 515.
Oh.
Oh, the bow.
So there's the interesting part. So you know you got a crystal at Eastern. I don't know if that changes their mind and how quickly someone's going to go to Eastern and just knock that out, because they can easily do it at this point.
Chad helpfully pointing out our restreamer, actually Mr. Angry Pants, pointing out 0 drop rate for dash kills.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah, forgot about that. So right off the bat, we got more bombs, so that covers. So yeah, so Chad's already suggesting, CAC first, then Eastern, and yeah, I mean, our runners are more than capable of doing a dark room, and it's a red crystal, and with these runners, they know their opponent's undefeated, and that might definitely lean them to go a little more aggressively here. Bombs at
Like the
there, so
lumberjack check, yes, yeah.
yeah.
So one thing that might say maybe no agate today. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, especially with Moon Pearl. Oh, we got bombs off the pole. $20 in the Lost Woods.
And just some arrows in the drop down. So not a lot of value yet, but we're going to be heading to the village, so there's going to be at least something here. More than likely.
Fernap is going to be a little careful here because he's at half a heart. You can see he's just kind of circling, biding his time.
Some nice bird dodging there.
Yeah. Like, just those little things kind of widening the gap between Fernap and Zaxorai here in our early game, as Zaxorai is now at Blind's hideout. Ooh, blue mail. Mushroom.
Well, they already have the early flute and hammer.
Oh, and hammer.
That's big. Puts it to use right away, doing the hammer dash, those pots in the back. But I mean, having that flute, that mushroom turn-in could happen sooner than later.
It could, and now with the hammer, they're just gloves away from Dark World access, and, if Thieves Town is on the table early.
Yeah, very true.
So, alright, so we got $20. Flippers. Wow. $20. Linearity, the seed pointing, even though it's technically out of logic towards Eastern, one wonders, though, the seed is offering all these other potential avenues here.
Yeah, they do have a lot of paths to look at. You have a dungeon that's completable, because I'm sure both of these runners are more than comfortable doing that without having the lamp or fire source.
Right.
You have all of the South Shore. You have the Zora checks. If they end up coming across some more money on their path, they can easily buy Zora's item. So there's lots of options, and we could see a little divergence early depending on what they decide to do after they're done with the village.
Yeah, and it's like you want to... It's really, I guess, comes down to your preference. Do you want to really, push and go for it, or are you going to... set the table, get all your overworld checks out of the way, and then just do one sprint.
Yeah, and And honestly, it's another because you do have that flute that's early. You don't even feel bad probably about doing some of the checks. Oh, bottle on sick kid. That's a funny check.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw.
but
Yeah, I saw Adirondack Rick do that today. He turned in a bottle and got an empty bottle and got one with blue goo.
that's pretty funny. But
He was
having
saying,
that activated flute early makes a lot of this routing pretty quick. So you
yeah,
know that is a huge advantage to you have a lot open, but you can get to places pretty quickly. Oh, and there's a master sword that they can grab in the library. Very nice.
yeah. Chat saying sick kid gave away his meds. That's what I said in Rick's chat. It's like, oh, that was very nice of him. So blue sword.
And there's more
300
money
bucks.
at race game.
Yeah, if you you're probably gonna through osmosis just kind of pick up the next 200 or so rupees, but yeah, let's just get it all in one lump sum.
I mean, this might then make the decision for Zax to be like, all right, I got all the money. We're gonna do the southern checks and route in all the water checks with it too. You know you have enough money now for Zora by picking
Mhm.
this up, so there is a little bit to that too. So I
Yeah,
won't be surprised if that's the direction he goes in from here.
he is indeed using his flute, and he's gonna go
Ooh,
save the old man. Okay.
interesting.
Out of all the checks, this is the one I think would have been the least likely. Fernap's not interested in the money. He's going to South Shore.
So I could see this one because you're gonna get the save and quit on the mountain by doing this. It's a quick one. You can get a
Right.
quick refill, flute out of there pretty fast.
Yeah.
I can understand that. It's a very
No.
odd check because you can look at Spec Rock and that's it. So,
Right.
but maybe it'll pay off. This could be a
Yeah.
really interesting break.
I think you're right about it being the setup for, just, got to get there first. He gets 20 bucks for his trouble, and
And
he's
I
like, I'm out.
just set up the save and quit. I guess that's exactly what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 20 bucks for the old man and 20 bucks at the for draining the well.
All right. Now we're gonna get our first glance at Mini Moldworm.
Yep. With blue mail, this is
Yeah.
a little less scary, and
And having Master Sword to quickly take them down, pretty nice. Well, so
there's
far, not much. Oof.
yeah,
Well, lots of love.
yeah, it got up to 4 hearts. There's a big heart on the desert ledge, and now Zaxorai is gonna head up and do a Gina.
Yeah. Early Agina check. Can do a quick save. You set up the mountain save and quit. Maybe that's when he's save and quit up there and then flute to wherever he's going to go from that point.
Yeah,
Let's find out. I mean, this could be huge if there's something here. There's not, unfortunately. It's just 20 bucks. And oh, look at the mushroom check.
yeah, that's a bombos. That's a nice little pickup there.
Yeah, if I'm gonna find one of those medallions early, Bamos is certainly a nice one for future use in case Ice Palace is something that we need to do.
Mm-hmm. Zaxorai doing the same thing. Fernap is going to go say hi to Sarsaparilla before making the Eastern check and raid his closet.
Yeah, good call here.
Arrows, explosives, and money. So the proceeds from the great Kakariko robbery. This is all that's left.
Yeah, but now we're going to see the Eastern play, which, with that early bow, it wouldn't be a surprise if there is some sort of progression in here. Zach's catching up. Oh, gonna Bombos Mini Moldworm, just make that a quick one and done. I'll be interested now because Zax has the money.
Yep.
If he's gonna end up doing the Zora play that Fernap couldn't do yet because they're still short, and if that ends up being a little bit of a difference here.
I mean, it does seem likely. And take care of Ice Rod, take care of, you know, Hobo and all of that. I mean, it's 6 checks, essentially. Big
Yeah.
key. So in terms of volume, you're actually not doing too badly here, and Eastern will always be there. But if you can get something that makes it maybe run a little more efficiently.
Yeah, and obviously with having casual boots, we could set up the water walk here and even make a little bit,
Yeah,
make this pretty quick.
yeah. So Ice Rod
There
had
it is.
50 bucks. Fernap, gets his first item, 20 bucks. Water walk is successful, and here comes
The island.
the island check, just vanilla piece of heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, next is just 300. The hobo is rich.
Yeah, just robbed the guy blind, and now we're gonna go cash that in.
Yeah, wow. All right, so our third bottle in just under 16 minutes. That's pretty amazing. And
So
so,
there's still a compass at large. So Fernap's gonna take the risk and go for Armos and see if the last item is there. But if we see the compass pop up, then we know it's actually gonna be an anniversary chest.
right. And this is a bit of a risk, but he's, oh, there's our fire source.
Yeah. So Fire Rod in Waterfall Cave, which that's with both of them having flippers, that's a quick, easy access thing that I'm sure Fernap will go and be taking a look at this stuff soon. And what do we have
So,
on the ledge? Ah, piece of heart on the ledge.
another vanilla piece of heart. So it's like, in terms of logic, I know logic, what the hell is that? But, in terms of the logic, you figured there had to be a fire source somewhere, just given the way this is all kind of piecing together.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, because then technically the Fire Rod will get Zex to exactly what Fernap just did, because it does put that back room in logic. So if the third item's here, then they can get everything out of Eastern. Oh, wow, there it is.
Well, there it is, yep.
Yeah. There's your glove. So the Fire Rod technically puts that in logic, but Fernap, obviously very comfortable with the dark rooms, was able to take care of that without the Fire Rod.
So what's interesting here, though, is this is going to push him away from the Fire Rod, and potentially now, Zaxorai could knock out 2 crystal dungeons in quick succession with Skull and Thieves Town.
Yeah, that was my thought too, as we're seeing that, because going to Waterfall right now for 2 checks is certainly not as attractive when you have Dark World access.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what Fernap looks like they're going to be doing, is they went to the village, and we're going to start to see our first look at the Dark World.
It's I certainly don't fault Fernap, and it's not like the check in question is somewhere in the back of the Beyond. I mean, if he could sync this up pretty nicely with Catfish once he gets a mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to see our dungeon looks in a second. If Ice Palace is a crystal, which it is, then those checks will possibly get routed in when we go to take a look at Ice later on, which will help.
So Meyer and Skull are the pendants. Green pendant for Skull, and I believe it was Swamp that was the red crystal.
Yeah, I think Haikuga already got that one up there, so it looks good.
Right. So we got $100 out of the deal, so 70 rupee profit, and Fernap is like, I am doing this now, and as well you should.
Yeah. Crystal Dungeon, they have the hammer. Everything is totally in logic, and you can get everything out of here. I mean, at least with Blue Mail, even though some of the enemies in here hit pretty hard, it's just 1 heart damage. If it was still Green Mail, that would be pretty tight with only 4 hearts. But these guys are pretty good. So
And they know the score, and they
oh
shouldn't
yeah,
they shouldn't have too many issues. I mean, but it's definitely one of those things. Some of those rooms, like the conveyor room, that's probably going to leave a
oh
little bit of
Hellway,
yeah,
yeah,
Hellway,
for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
So I think that's 2 items so far for Zaxorai. It looks like, yes, he is going to go take the detour here. So this is going to cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a risk to just go for Armos. Obviously, we know that's the right play, but it's one of those where if you go to Armos and it's not the item, then
Yeah.
you're gonna want to sink the time to come back in anyway. So, yeah, it's a tough call to do it at that point when you still only have 1 item
So,
remaining.
yeah, though I wonder just because of the logic here. And yeah, fire rod, lights torches, but there
Right.
are no torches to light in those dark rooms. So it does seem to be kind of running a little counter here.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, if you follow with exactly what the logic says, then going into the lamp required rooms isn't really what you need to do at that point. But
So fire rod is armed, so this will be a much quicker room for Zaxorai than it was for Fernap, but only by like 4 or 5 seconds.
Fernap only finds a map up in the attic, so we're going to be looking at least 1 item in the basement, maybe both. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. So welcome Deity Simon for the raid. Appreciated. Welcome to this Battle of the Undefeateds in the Mentor Tournament. So, alright, so time now for Zaxorai to take on the Armos Knights. This will be a trivial fight. All the setup is complete, and boom.
There we go. Glove get. So Blind Cell only has $20 for Fernap, but we got the small key, so we're going to check that big chest to see if the other item is there. And if not, we got to kill Blind anyway, so we'll see what we got.
Yep.
It's on Blind.
Right.
And then I wonder if Zax is going to do the same thing and kind of follow into the village, or nope. So we might get a hype cave look here. That's what I thought. Go for that hype cave check. See what items we have there before they make a decision on exactly where they're going to go.
Yeah, and where they decide to go next, Pod could very well be that.
With the
location.
fire rod in hand, I bet you that's probably a really good call. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure the comfort is there doing Pod with just having fire rod.
Yeah. Okay, 10 arrows starting off here in Hype Cave, $20. More $20.
Tempered sword, yeah. I mean it's a nice upgrade.
Okay, Fernap got himself in a little bit of a bind here with blinds. Fake heads. It's got the mirror, but got the mirror for it. So
hey, nice payoff. I mean, both runners getting some different items on each side, and so that mirror could change some routing decisions for Fernap, and then we know that Zax is gonna be making some decisions because of that fire rod. So. It'd be interesting to see when they end up kind of catching up on those checks that they didn't do on either side yet.
Well, it could actually be a while, because Fernap now with the mirror can, really kind of clean up here a bit, and can't do all the checks because still missing Titan's Mitt, but can still get a lot of good stuff here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that red sword though, that is always a nice feeling to have and piece of heart puts Fernap up to 5 hearts. But yeah, it's definitely looking like Fernap could really do a lot of stuff here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, in terms of crystals, Fernap's up 2-1. As Zaxorai is underway now in Palace of Darkness.
20 bucks from Dig Game, yeah. But now they're grabbing money, so they do have money to at least do the Zora checks. That'll lead to the Fire Rod for Fernap, so that's a good call there.
Yeah, the almost turned a profit off of that game. So good to go there. That's like the last big expenditure Fernap has. Compass, $50. Yeah, let's take that $50.
Well, you want more money because eventually you're going to want to pay Zora and open up Pod at some point, right? So
Right,
knowing
yeah.
that, yeah. If you see the $50 lying there, you might as well grab it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's still, yeah, I forgot about Kiki. So yeah, well, there's another $20 from Stumpy.
Yep.
Zaxorai having a little trouble lining up the arrow shots on the mimics, but does pull through. So Fernap about to do Hype Cave, get the red sword.
Yep, that'll even them up on what they can do combat-wise.
Yep. So far, Pod not really dealing any of the good stuff so far.
Yeah, and the other nice thing about that Hype Cave is that there was $40 in there, so now Fernap's got the money for Zora and has the money to go into Pod.
Mm-hmm. So first bomb attempt there by Zaxorai didn't quite work out, but had to clear the obstacles before take 2, but worked out. So Fernap sees was kind of little hesitation there. Finally decides to go back to the dark world. So there's the
gonna go right for Pod, huh?
Yeah. If you're confident in your dark rooms, well, okay, we're gonna stop and get $300 from. Well, maybe that's what Fernap was thinking. Like, well, this is probably easier than going around, but I'm not sure. Trouble getting there, but finally gets it. Alright, so bomb jump successful. Does not have big key yet. It'll be in one of these final chests.
And I think you were saying there was an ice rod in U. Was it in U-shape room that they got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was left side chest.
Okay. Well, at least we know we don't have an ice rod hunt later on. That's a good feeling.
Now we could be staring down a hookshot hunt, though.
Yeah.
Or a medallion hunt.
That could happen. We also could be hunting for Samaria because with that's going to be required for TR. So lots of things that are still floating out there, but plenty of checks to come.
So the other chest in the dark room was $20. Zaxorai is in a bit of a pickle and does take a death there. That's unfortunate.
So everyone's favorite check catfish is going to be popping up here on Fernap's side.
And in the process, we'll get Fire Rod out of this.
Yes. Yeah, so I like this routing because they're getting this check out of the way, which is always kind of bad. But since you have the mirror, you can just go ahead and get the Zora checks point.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be the circumstance how this played out, and so it was. But yeah, you're also going to get green.
Green goo from the ferry. Not bad.
No, it's fine. Nice job on the Mimics round 2 for Zaxorai. Had a little trouble in round 1. So our runners, at least in terms of what they have and don't have, it is starting to sync up pretty nicely here.
Yeah, the only real glaring thing at this point is, well, we have the mirror on Fernap's side, so at some point, Zaxorai is going to
Right.
have to go to Thieves Town, so that's going to happen. And then once Fernap gets into Pod, they'll find their ice rod. So there's nothing that's in a tricky location. They're going to find them as they go through their crystal dungeons.
Right. Fernap, still not been to the mountain. That's the one glaring bit on the resume, but is gonna go to Pod now.
Yeah.
Oh, 17 hammer strikes. Another raid into the chat. Welcome everybody from Grey Corvid's stream. Hope you enjoy this Battle of the Undefeateds in the Link to the Past Randomizer Mentor Tournament. And Zaxorai has no trouble with the Helmless Sword King.
Gets a map. So was Zax able to get all the items in the Dark Maze before he died there?
Yes.
Or is he taking... Okay, so he was just taking a death warp out because he didn't have the mirror at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
The downside is, did he open the big chest?
I'm not sure, but maybe he was item counting and it might have contained the compass. I'm
thought
not
he had-
sure.
I was pretty sure the compass popped up. So
Yes, he opened it according to chat. So
okay, well, yeah,
Okay.
I missed that. So thank you, chap, for confirming.
arrows in the big chest. Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
I mean, so he's got that completely cleared out, and now that's what we're doing. We're trading spots, so we already know what we're going to be seeing from each of these two runners at this point.
Yeah.
As we just kind of look at how we see some execution differences between the two.
Yeah, Zaxorai's execution has overall been a little cleaner and a little sharper, but Fernap, I think, based on the routing, has been able to keep it, fairly close.
Yeah, and Fernap is route Pod a little bit differently just because they're coming in with the mirror, which can, that can be a significant difference. Don't have to take the time to do the death warp in the back, that kind of stuff. So they might be able to get through Pod just a little bit faster, just because of that item.
Yeah, and that, those little details for sure. But yeah, after this, it will be interesting to see what is next. Because our runners don't have options, but not as many as you'd think.
Yeah, and the question from chat was, are they going to go to Skull Woods?
That's not entirely impossible. Ice is also on the table.
Well, we're missing Mitts still, right?
Oh, sorry. Duh.
Yeah,
Christ.
but but that's the thing. So Skull Woods.
Skull Woods and Swamp is also on the table. Even though you can't do it all, you can do the first 2/3 of it. You can do the first half. And
I mean, they have a lot of mountain checks as well. Good point. Also in chat from Gilgamesh. But I mean, the Skull Woods one's interesting because you also have like Graveyard Legend and King's Tomb that could be checked since you can access those with the mirror. You could peek at Bumper Ledge, and that Skull Woods is fully clearable, and it's the green pendant. But while there's some value there's a lot of stuff on the mountain that they can access now that they have Mirror and Hammer. Well, Zax will have Mirror soon. So that's it'll be interesting to see. Again, we might see some divergence on that.
Yeah,
Zach's being in the Dark World now might stay, or maybe we see the save and quit and he goes right back up.
for sure. And it does. How do I put this? Zaxorai's been more willing to go for the dungeons first. Fernap's been more willing to play out overworld checks. So, and it's led to about an even result so far.
Yeah, shocking that these two runners are pretty even already, even with the divergence in routing. I mean, it's interesting because we haven't really seen, besides the fire rod, but that kind of got caught up. Almost everything that we found so far has been right in a dungeon, so it's just been in their path.
Fernap in a little bit of a pickle here, trying to navigate the dark rooms. Getting a little stuck, it looks like. So, Zaxorai just about done here in Thieves Town. Just the last check and then on to fighting blinds. We'll put it up 3-2 on the crystals.
Yeah, a little bit of low health going into this. 2 hearts now might grab the one in the hallway to make it at least 3, but I'm pretty sure Zax is pretty comfortable with the script, so we'll see how good that fight goes.
Yeah, Fernap finally navigating the correct route and gets the big key, and we'll get the arrows. Oh. What?
Oh, Zax loves glitching out that room every single time he goes in there.
Okay, it's like, wait a minute. It's like, this is...
Anytime I've watched the stream, I think every single time he fights blind, he'll end up doing this when he can, yeah.
So, yeah, so... Well,
Beautiful.
tripped out or not, Zaxorai has no trouble with the scripted fight. Gets the mirror and gets crystal number 3 at 36:47. So Zaxorai in the lead, 3-2.
So then here comes the decision. Where is he going to go? Dark World checks in Skull Woods or up the mountain?
I think up the mountain just would be, I guess, the call. Well, after he does like
clean up the village.
I think largely because Hera is a crystal.
Yeah, and that's totally doable.
Yep, make it 4 and keep going, and because it does seem to be working out as far as these kinds of checks are concerned.
Yeah, and there's still a few overworld checks to look at here. Like, I think we still got to do Did Game and Stumpy and all that on this side. So once they're done with those checks, then the real decision will come in play. But I agree. I would personally probably would want to chase the mountain because of exactly what you said. It's Hera in terms of being a crystal. I want to see what that is, and then if I don't get anything up there, we have the flute. We can get back to Skull Woods pretty quickly.
Fernap wisely using the fire rod to light up the room. K45 for Zaxorai. Like, not interested.
Fernap doing a nice job with Helma. Gonna get a little bit of the fireballs there, but Tempered Sword makes quick work of it. And here comes the mountain play.
Yep.
That's what we were thinking.
3906 for Fernap. the pod crystals. So 3-3 on the crystals. I think Zaxorai does have the overall lead at this point, but it's still very close. Both runners have pretty much done what the other has, and I think, well, Fernap hasn't gone up the mountain yet. I didn't see what was inside Spectral
Yeah,
Rock.
that was
But
a quick look, but it must have not been important if they're not going for it. It might have just been a 5 rupee or something like that, because I thought I saw a hint of
yeah,
blue.
Zach's wife saying,
Oh, it's bombs? Thank you, Lon. I was
bombs.
just like, okay. I saw a hint of blue, so I couldn't tell if it was that or not, but yeah. So
Yeah,
Zax is gonna clear out mountain checks before going into Hera, it looks like, which
yeah,
I don't blame him, because if the hook shot's here, then it makes Hera pretty quick.
yeah. So, all right. So Fernap is now going to do the save the old man.
I mean, not surprising that these two are diverging up onto the mountain, right? Because that's where their density is at this point, and the crystal dungeon
Right.
up here. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense in terms of immediate volume versus results, because on top of all this, yeah, Hera's in play and it's a crystal and it's clearable. So even if you don't end up with a hook shot, you know, it's still, 2 extra items on the table.
Yep, absolutely.
$50, 10 arrows. So not much so far. Seeing a fair few of pieces of hearts. I think that's like 7 or 8 our runners, 8 or 9 our runners have collected at least.
There's the fourth bottle. Oh, there's our mitts.
Now ice is in play.
Yes, it is.
Big heart.
And now ice is really in play. That's a great item to find along with those mitts.
So now Zaxorai is going to probably run an audible here. It's like, well, yeah, I was gonna go to Tower Hera, but now I'm going into the Dark World.
Yeah, and I don't blame him at all.
Yeah.
We could at least get, the 2 items out of Super Bunny. We can at least get 1 item out of Hookshot Cave if that hookshot doesn't show up, and we can scout to see what's going to open up Turtle Rock to know whether or not we need another medallion.
And Fernap going straight into Tower Hera.
But Zax is a hover boy as well, I'm seeing in chat, so if he's been practicing that, maybe we see a lot of Hookshot Cave. That could be fun.
Yeah. So first item already shown, it was a piece of heart, big key in the chest. So Super Bunny Cave, well, $20 in the red meringue. That's nice.
Meringue.
Have a quick peek. Quake is required, so still missing. So,
be hunting that down for a while too.
yep.
And we got Fernap going. Yeah, the bomb jump is always fun. Nice job. Unfortunately, just gets a map.
$20. So if Trolldorm is holding the item, it'll be interesting to see if Fernap goes back in.
And here comes the hover from Zax. Oh, nice job. Got to the first chest. It's only bombs, but we still got 2 more checks to do in here. Let's see. We got the bonk. Nice bonks. A single arrow. Man, unfortunately, this isn't paying off, but it's great job from Zaxorai to get these hovers. Oh, and of course, I just cursed him into that one.
Yeah, and the key. Trolldorm was holding the key.
So we do have 1 more item in the basement then. So that's decision time for Fernap. I mean, they still have all of East Death Mountain, so maybe it gets skipped right now? No, going back in. Okay.
No. It's definitely one of those scenarios where it's like, you do it once, you're not doing this. You get burned by this once, you're not doing it again.
Yeah, and I'm definitely someone who especially when you have a lot of things that you're still looking for, I will not hesitate to come back in here and check this basement item, even though it is a solid, minute or so that you're kind of blowing. But at this point, we're still looking for a lot of different things. I mean, Fernap does not know where the myths are yet, even though that'll be coming up soon.
Right.
And yeah, and there's just a lot of stuff that we're still missing. So there very easily could be something here. Wouldn't this be an awful spot for that hookshot to show up?
Oh, it would. It certainly would be. Right. Yep.
Oh,
well,
it's a book.
Tell me you're a troll without telling me you're a troll. Well, at the very least, this is an easy check.
Yeah, at least ether tablets right here. Now, this would be interesting if the book does lead to something important. Well, $50 to start.
Money is nice and all, but Fernap is more into special things in life. More material things.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna get those once they end up in the upper part of Paradox Cave for sure.
Yeah. So 45 minutes in, we're tied at 4 on the crystals. Zaxorai is not going to invest in literacy. Zaxorai has other agendas. Well, it's okay. It's essentially one more check at this point, or 2, I guess. It's a sanity check and then something else, but. He's got the goo.
Yeah, he's good right here. Just $20. So unfortunately, Spike Cave doesn't really pay off. But you're here. I get just doing it and getting it out of the way. But unfortunately, leaving behind the book. Now that might not be a significant problem, but it is something to keep an eye on. If there is something of significance on Bamo's tablet, then that's something we have to consider. It's not going to worry about desert because he's got access to desert with Mitzvah and Mir, so we don't have to worry about that.
Right, that's not a problem. King's Tomb first check after acquiring after all that drama in the mountains. So all right, so got the flute ready. What's our next choice? And ice. Yep.
Yeah. Which, absolutely, with everything that they've picked up on the mountain, I mean, you can Icebreaker now. You have access to this. You have a potion, at least one. I lost count of how many they picked up with bottles, but he's at least got a blue.
He's got blue, so he'll be fine.
So, and you got Bamos if you want to use that on Cold Stare as well to conserve a little bit of magic. So this is a good play.
I probably would use Bombos just because, he's with Blue Mail, it should be okay, but if you want the distance, you can get a couple of quick chain shot fire rods on them and kind of get the damage rolls going.
Yeah.
Alright, there's the big key right off the bat, so, that's always a comfort. There's only 3 items in this dungeon, so let's see how Fernap handles hovering, if at all.
I don't think that's going to happen on Fernap's side. So they just got the one item that they could bonk to. I mean, there is one chest that we didn't see. But we know that 2 of the other 3 that are in there are not worth anything, unfortunately.
Right. So Zaxorai clears, gets the Icebreaker clip. Very nice. Small key.
Well, there's our first item at ice, the heart container. Okay.
So Fernap started the mountain, gets the flute.
20 rupees for the second item in ice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, getting some medicine. So ice in Fernap's future?
I wouldn't be surprised if we're potioning up. That's probably a good indicator of where we're heading.
Mm-hmm. Zaxorai doesn't have hook shots, so can't quite do that trick, but
that's the third item.
All right, so straight shot now to cold stare.
So we didn't see any progression in ice. So where does Zaxorai go after doing this cold stare fight?
Yeah, and there are some overworld checks. I mean, you know, the swamp comes to mind.
Yeah, yeah. The checks at Meyer are pretty quick.
Yeah, it's fairly low maintenance. So there's 3 checks there. And he's gonna use bombos. Chad seems to be in agreement. Meyer area.
Yeah, I like
Ooh.
that idea because they're pretty quick, and you can also at least find out what opens Meyer just in case it's something we need to come back to.
Right. No problem against cold stare. Clears the decks. Gets another key. Will never be used. So 50-40 for Zaxorai. That's crystal number 5. We still have Swamp and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, at this point, we're really just looking for Quake, Hookshot, and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, depending on the draw, you can do some of Turtle Rock, but it requires a specific combination. And again, with Swamp, you can do the first half of it.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, without Quake, we're not going back up to Turtle Rock at all. So, right. You know, the hope is, in their case, hopefully Hookshot shows up first. They can go and clean out Swamp and see if it's there. Well, there's Ether, not the one they wanted.
Yeah, wrong medallion, guys. Come on.
All right, let's see what Checkerboard has. And then, again, we'll have to make some decisions.
Yep. There's also the Smith chain. The Smith chain comes to mind as well. It went back into the Dark World. Okay, is Zaxorai gonna make a run at no?
Take a look at Desert.
Yeah, and there's
Front of Desert's pretty quick. If both items are there, you could just kind of grab them and go. It's not a bad idea if you're thinking of just a quick pendant dip. And I mean, hey, if there is something here, this could be a huge payoff. But
so, you know, and getting into Meyer is logical. With boots.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it was Bamos to open it, so it's it's definitely something that can also be done. Which I know everyone should be excited because all 3 of our pendant dungeons are beatable. And we don't have that information, so we can all start to speculate now where these 2 items might be that we want.
Yep. One wonders. So 53-10 for Fernap. So 5-5 on the crystals now. A 2.5-minute difference. But what Fernap does next will be interesting. Follow in Zaxorai's footsteps, or try one of the other combinations.
Yeah, because there's our lamp in Desert.
About bloody time. It only took 53 minutes for that to show up.
Yeah, that's an interesting location for that to be deep in there. So Zax did get both items out of there. There's a heart container and lamp on the right-hand side. So now it looks like we're going to be doing the Meyer dip while we're here.
Yeah, we're in the neighborhood. And Fernap got a bomb upgrade. Did not go for the arrows.
This one's just short on bombs. I didn't see their count beforehand, but maybe it's just buying a quick upgrade to refill.
Yeah. Yeah, for those just joining us, we are in a Hook and Quake endgame.
Bombs were at like 4, yeah. So I mean, if you're
Yeah,
gonna want to get more, then you might as well get
the
the
quick,
upgrade and max out to
the quick,
15, right?
it's a quick replenishment for sure. And money they don't have to worry about spending for other things other than that they want more more potions, but that's about it.
Right.
So so but yeah, and
Dr.
either
John, we don't know about Ped.
we don't know yet. Ped has not been checked. Ped could be one of those two.
And just to throw a little bit more fun into that, Fernap has the book because the book was in the Hera basement, and Zaxorai decided not to do that check after beating Hera. So if there is something on Ped, Fernap's going to have to be the one to check it, and if that is something, then that's going to be some information that they'll have well before Zax does.
Right. There's magic powder, one of the two items in Meyer. Not required, but always nice to have.
Yeah, and it does open up the magic bat check, so that could be another place where we might end up finding something, because who knows?
Yep. And, with that in mind, that might lean Zaxorai to do the full Smith chain and just clear that out.
At that point, it probably wouldn't be a bad call, because now you can do basically every check on that route.
Right. So yeah, both players now being tested on their endgame technique and their logic and why they're going to do what they do. So far, it's been fairly consistent as far as the end result, but the choices and the steps they've taken have diverged a bit.
Yeah, it is interesting how at this point we are literally just seeing them follow each other because they do have so many different things that are open, yet they both went into desert. It'll be interesting to see if Fernap follows suit and goes to Meyer while they're right here as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of funny how we didn't see anyone. No one did the Skull Woods check for the the 2+1 with the green pendant.
Oh, there's the hook shot. So that's
wow.
one half. That's one half of the puzzle.
Hook shot behind the cutscene chest. That's just
wow.
mean.
That is mean, but he is out of here. So now the big question: Ped, is it dead? It can only be Quake at this point. So, well, Shovel leads to Quake. Oh, there we go.
I'm waiting for all the worst case scenario suggestions to pop up in chat like they normally do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hookshot's great because now Zaxorai can go into Swamp, full clear this thing, make sure they can get the items out of it if they choose to do that, which, since you're looking for one thing, they might just do that to make sure. Because this is their last Crystal Dungeon before Turtle Rock, right? So they're the last one they can do right now until we can get that Quake Medallion. But we also have the one thing that's interesting here is we also have that Bombos tablet check that Zax can't do.
Right.
But if and Fernap left and didn't go into Meyer, but we are seeing the Skull Woods check.
Yeah, and it is a little puzzling that even if it is a pendant, usually there's a check. It's like, well, there's usually something okay in there. But Zaxorai is following the crystal logic, is going for it here.
And I'll tell you what, for Hookshot was in cutscene chest and Meyer, Grace. I tell you what, the thing that I'm gonna be hoping for, and if you're looking at, if the Quake Medallion shows up in Skull Woods, that's gonna be rough because that's gonna be an extra mountain climb. Because Fernap would probably go out and clear out Turtle Rock, hoping that the hook shot's up there. And again, they're gonna get their crystal out of it, so it wouldn't be a bad scenario.
Yeah. And again, you can do a fair amount again in Turtle Rock if the keys play right.
Well, without hookshot, they can still clear the entire dungeon.
Right, but again, as it meant, like, if the first chest comes up empty, I don't think you can finish.
Well, they once they get Quake, they have everything to do it, right? I think
Right,
they
but
have
I mean,
everything
like,
for Turtle Rock.
I meant like the first chest in. It has to be, I believe, a small key.
Oh, okay. But if Quake shows up, let's say in Swamp, then it's going to possibly force Fernap to have to go to Meyer, but it's also going to put Zaxorai in a pretty good control of this race.
Well, yeah, if Quake shows up here, it's go mode, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be another 15 minutes to finishing this off. $20. Just managed to break the vines before getting transformed into a Metroid. All right, so, and this also has the green pendant, so another overworld check.
Yep. And that's always a nice trolley place for a go mode item to show up.
Oh yeah, Night 4 swings takes down. Well, got an item, just not the one we were looking for.
No, but it is the only safety we've seen so far, so it's nice
True.
to have, but it certainly isn't what we wanted.
All right, chat, get ready.
Here it is.
Never mind.
Well, that is huge for Zaxorai, and unfortunate for Fernap that they didn't go directly into Meyer. So that's what we need. We need to see Fernap get to Meyer, do cutscene chest, and then go into Swamp, and we have our go mode Quake on Argus. Wow.
Yeah,
Man, he just took just completely deflated our excitement about looking at Ped right there, didn't it?
Look, come on, let's have a little bit of showmanship here. Don't, be pulling it out at the last second here. So 1 hour 53 seconds. Zaxorai is in go mode.
I mean, we were saying that this seed had the potential of being fast, and Zax just hit the right route with what we were doing at the end, and sticking to those pendant dips. With desert, which really wasn't much of any. I mean, sure, lamp's nice, but sticking with Meyer was huge.
Yeah, and it definitely played out pretty well. It's like, man. So Zaxorai passes on getting a free fairy from breaking those rocks. Gonna get on with it.
And we got the old gold mode Turtle Rock, which, depending on the key layout, isn't really necessarily much of a go mode sometimes, but we'll see if this one is a little bit friendlier. So Fernap's going to probably clean up the rest of the checks up here in North Dark World. Unfortunately, they're not going to find what they're looking for. So I'm hoping that after they do Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, that they get right back down to looking at Meyer. But they probably don't have many other checks left. So at that point, that might be the play.
Yeah, no, there's not much left on the table as far as overall checks. Our runners have been very efficient throughout and have, really done a nice job, clearing the decks by and large. Ooh, Jackson, I got to be a little careful here. Down to 3 hearts. Yeah, he's got a blue. There's
our shovel, everyone. Shovel percent.
Well. Luckily for Zaxorai, he does have magic powders, so can get 7 heart refills when he needs them.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for that in Turtle Rock too, so we'll be able to get some refills at different spots. Basically, as long as we can successfully get through Chain Chomp Room.
Yeah.
They might take a bite out of them. And see, I had a feeling. So Fernap is probably going to go back and do Smith Chain.
Yeah, I mean, that does kind of bear out with Fernap's general approach to this, more emphasis on the overworld.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. This is just a case where it hasn't paid off the way they would like.
Yeah, obviously it's a hindsight thing from us. We know it's not
No.
going to give the progression they're looking for, and it's just
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's certainly that, and yeah, it's a philosophical kind of approach to this. You know, and sometimes you do kind of you play to your strength, and other times you have to kind of play differently because of how your opponent plays.
All right, Zaxorai still in the key.
Nothing.
Or
Not interested in
well,
the heart.
no, I think they have to open this because it might be the big key. Maybe they didn't.
Oh,
get the big
I
key yet.
meant Fernap.
No, okay.
That's the big key. Yeah, Fernap saw the heart container under hammer pegs. Like, nope, not interested.
No, yeah, fair. At this point, well, we found a vanilla sword upgrade, everybody.
Yeah, great, but that's not gonna move the needle here.
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Definitely with the Zaxorai, almost outthought himself there a little bit. Like, wait, no, gotta.
Yeah,
That's right.
You already spent the key. Better be on the safe side. Open the big chest, because if the small key's here, you're gonna regret if you skip it. And there it is. So yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's one of those things that happens all the time in randomizer. It doesn't matter what it is, which one it is. You're thinking 3 steps ahead, and you forget that. Oh, right, still got to do step 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different because at first in his head he was probably thinking, "Well, I stole the key," but then he had to go back and open up the chest, so it could have been still thinking, "No, I stole it," but he couldn't.
Heart container there for Zaxorai. Head down into everyone's favorite dark room.
Well, we're gonna see what's on the Bombos tablet. And at that point, with all those checks, I'm hoping that's now it's got to be the Meyer play, right? Maybe. Oh, turning in the green pendant. Okay.
Yeah, I went to all that trouble. You might as well. There's the small key and vanilla location, no less. So, yeah. Zaxorai is like, let's go.
We're not going to get a ped pull, everyone, but we got a green pendant turn in. Just $100.
Well, it's the other proceeds from his ill-gotten gains. All right, so Trinex in this. Very easy fight for phase 1 fight for Zaxorai on Trinex.
Very efficient, well done.
Yep.
Now we got the Spike Cave play.
Seems so.
Or no, where are we? Oh, yep, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Yep, yeah. $50 for the trouble, and our final crystal, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 33 seconds. So, chat, you know what that means.
Let's get our guesses, 1 through 22. Where is that Ganon's Tower big key gonna show up today? Do you have a favorite one?
Not really. And the last seed I did, it was 2. So I'm hoping for something a little more committed this time.
I think that's the one that I guessed and got right.
Might well have been.
I think I was in chat for that. Yeah.
The Teak Zikaros race. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Okay.
That's funny.
So yeah, I went 16 today. Make them work a little bit. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I'll go with a nice old. I don't see a 10 in there. I'm gonna call 10.
10. All right.
All
So
right,
here
let's
we
see
go.
what we get.
Full commit to the left side right off the bat for Zaxorai, and there's
Yeah.
$5.
And the good news, Fernap finally getting into Mire. They'll eventually find their hook shot once they do cutscene chest.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately going to be a bit of a
Oh.
gap here.
Fortunately, also fell in the pit. So number 1 was just the blue. There's 2 bombs, key, more
4.
key.
So first 5 down.
He's gonna go right side now.
It's like the good old DM routing. This is what I typically do in GTs. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes not. And 7, it looks like, is our lucky number today.
Lucky 7. So congrats to Bobsled.
Congratulations. Good old Hope Room comes through again. And yeah, it could have been 2. DJ Grab could have been 2.
Yeah, it's like, damn, like, if only. Trying to get that, okay, finally got that Mimic to just inch over, but being stubborn about it.
Looks like one of the arrows shot down and hit the Igor, so that's all right.
Yeah.
Though. Room got cleaned up.
Yep, there's the magic powder for Fernap. I get ready for the gauntlet here. Fernap, oh, whoop, okay.
Nah, I think that purposely for
that was
yeah.
up there. You're right. I forgot about that strat. Fernap could be a little conservative here with. Wait, hold on. Like, you didn't actually light that torch.
Yep, they're gonna fire right over. There we go.
There it is.
Luckily, there's a magic refill before going up to the cutscene chest, so they'll be fine there.
Yeah, good bit of game design on Nintendo's part, making sure that there was no kookiness, because that can happen.
Oh, but then they decided to skip cutscene chest. Which way are we going here?
Yeah, I'm not really.
They're probably going back to check some of the other locations now that the Switch is hit. Unfortunately, we know that this is just wasting a little bit more time.
Yeah, this is, delaying the inevitable. Landmo fight, our first of the day, because nobody finished Desert, because there's no reason to. Nice triple kill on the Wiz Robes. You gotta do this the old-fashioned way. All for a burrito.
So the second item in here must have been on, because I don't think we saw both items. Did we just see the hook shot in here? So
magic powder was
oh, that's right. It was in the spike chest here. Thank you.
Right.
So so that all they have left is cutscene chest and Vidi, and obviously they're not going to go all well. I don't think they're going to go all the way to Vidi when it's just a pendant dungeon. So good.
No.
They're going to head down to the cutscene chest and get what they needed.
Yeah, and it's like this is definitely one of those things like they're in the path, and then I think due to low magic and just maybe just not feeling it, it's like I don't wanna.
Well, Zax is having a very clean GT, skipping the chests up top, so we're not looking for silvers. We're good with doing tempered silverless.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we open up this one, but maybe open up this and open up validation chest, and that's it. But they didn't do the mini Moldworm ones or mini helmet ones.
So, Moldworm round 2, nice and easy.
Very good. Slash and a spin will take care of him with tempered. Oh my goodness!
What?
A gift. Validation chest is a gift. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
That
Wow.
just you give him a jet and then you throw silvers at him in validation chest. How
Oh, come on.
friendly was that?
Why? They don't need nitrous. They're just. Nice double there to start off Aga 2. Some awkward angles, having a really, kind of. This is a little bit better.
Oh,
No,
beautiful.
double, single, triple for Zaxorai.
Yeah, great way to finish that off after the second phase wasn't too friendly.
Yeah, that was some really like acute angles, like not even like 10 degrees, and you having to kind of work that around. Like, ugh, that's no fun. Fernap about to enter swamp. Unfortunately, it's far too late. It took 20 minutes, it took like almost 15 minutes to make the decision that Zaxorai did, and unfortunately, this is the end result.
It's unfortunate. I mean, it's such a weird thing because you have 3 pendant dungeons that normally each have just 2 items in them, and then of course the green
Correct.
pendant on one of them. And so it's like you feel like none of them are a great choice. And whatever the reason was for avoiding Meyer, just unfortunately didn't end up being the right one. And it's
Zaxorai got in a little bit of a bind there with Ganon. Okay, now should be all right.
yeah. Nice, fairly nice phase 3 too. Not much for teleporting, and now we can start to get some silvers in them.
All right, so no.
Oh, Ganon just landed right on top of him when he went to light the torches.
So have to do that again, and it's just gonna go straight into this.
I mean, luckily we know that Zaxorai has plenty of time, but that is an absolute nerve-wracking moment when you're on phase 4 of Ganon and that type of thing happens because you don't know where he's going to teleport and just absolutely sniped him.
Yeah, and is gonna have to be careful here. The blue mail doesn't afford.
Oh,
much
nice
comfort.
dodges. He took one hit
Yeah.
there, but did a great
Oh.
job dodging and just was short on finishing up phase 2.
Right, doesn't have Cane of Burna like Fernap does. So, oh boy, okay.
It dodged everything into that last fire bat. See, this is the nerves. You know you're going up against someone who's also been playing very well, and your thought is that, oh god, we're neck to neck, and what am I going to do? Now I just took my second death in Ganon.
Well, wait, spending time here, just sitting here is not helping.
No.
Gotta do something. Like, it's been like 20 seconds of idle time.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. Well, okay. Round 3. After this one, I time be damned. Like, get like a potion or something, and just give yourself and get a free refill while you're at it.
Yeah.
Because putting yourself in the box like this.
I mean, and it's so easy for us to say, knowing that there's really a lot of time. But he doesn't know that. Yeah.
It didn't help there that he actually got the same setup where it's like top right corner. There's not a lot of room to maneuver.
No. It does let you get through phase 2 very quickly because you can spin, but it's not great to get out of when you don't have a safety.
Right. That's kind of the double-edged nature of the position. So.
Well, Fernap finally in go mode, picking up the Quake medallion. at about 119.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate, you get your go mode, and what a triple from Zaxorai to end this one. Holy cow. Hey, well, get your GGs, everyone. That was a phenomenal finish there after those couple Ganon deaths. I'm sure he was nervous just trying to wrap that one up.
Yeah, so get out the GGs, finishing with an official race time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 24 seconds. So, a terrific performance by Zaxorai. Moves up to 5-0 in the standings.
Yeah, just a great job on this seed. I mean, a lot of things, we saw a lot of the items were on the path, but really that hook shot was in a pretty awful location and just made the right call to go into Meyer sooner than Fernap did. And that made the huge difference in this race.
Yeah, and it was about a 2-minute difference going in, but that the decision after their collective decisions after Ice Palace is what blew this race open. Because Zaxorai was pretty much in the lead for about the last 15-20 minutes, but yeah, that's what broke it open.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll watch Fernap get caught up here with the Turtle Rock play and then getting into GT. But man, yeah, this was just a really fun race to watch. I mean, it didn't disappoint. We knew we were going to have two, runners who have been playing very well. And just we got to even see some hovering, which is great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just a very fun race to watch.
Yeah, it was very well played, and it's fun to see that they're kind of different approaches to a lot of this because again, Zaxorai was more invested in the dungeons and Fernap more in the overworld.
Yeah, and this time it just paid off in one direction. I mean, that's the thing about randomizer. If that hook shot would have been at any of those other checks, this could have been a totally different outcome.
For sure. And we are joined by the winner of today's race, Zaxorai, into the chat. GG's.
GG.
So, we were just saying, fairly even race for the first 50 minutes. Then after Ice Palace, you made the decision to go to Meyer, and Fernap went another way. And, it was the 1-2 punch of... grabbing hookshot in cutscene chest, and then, of course, getting Quake off of Argus. What did you have a particular reason why you chose Meyer over everything else as your?
We were looking at going to Meyer Shed after we had finished up Ice to get those quick checks, and then I think it was once we found that Meyer was Bombos, we decided to go in.
Yeah, that certainly made sense. Even though Meyer is not exactly the richest in terms of item density, it did make sense because it's part of the chain reaction of everything else you were doing.
Exactly. So between Meyer and Desert, like the two in Desert, the front of Desert is pretty quick. Meyer can be slow depending on where the items are, but while we were there, we went ahead and cleared it out.
Yeah, and on top of that, you also got magic powder, which always a good thing. And but it was funny because you took out Argus just at the moment when Fernap, who had the book, by the way, was in the Hera basement, was about to do the great ped check.
Ah, okay.
So we were all getting hyped up for the ped check, and right before Fernap could read it, all of a sudden Quake popped up when you killed Argus. I'm like, oh, you just deflated that one.
Yeah.
No, we were wondering what was on ped because all the pendants were available.
Right. Yeah, it had crossed our minds, however unlikely, it seemed to us that, that could be indeed the case. And, But then like, nope, sorry.
Yeah, and especially there was a point where you basically were at a point where all you really had were your 3 pendant dungeons available for checks at that, so it's like, oh
Right.
man, what might be accessible there? But we ended up finding out that it obviously wasn't anything important. So were you feeling a little bit nervous in the Ganon fight at that point? I mean, you're going up against a great opponent, and you're probably like, oh god, are we at the same point? And Ganon was giving you a little bit of trouble in phase 2 there.
Yeah, I think that's more of nerves than anything. It's my first like major restream I've ever
Oh.
had. So a little nerves with that. I felt like the route was really, really good overall. The
Yeah.
big nervous point as far as items go was the last check in Hookshot Cave that I didn't hover to. If that was Quake, I would have last located it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking that too at some point. I'm like, okay, well, we got 3 of the 4, and then there's just not a lot to want to pull you back up there until you've cleared out everything else, because it's your last check on Death Mountain before Turtle Rock. But fortunately, that didn't end up being anything of importance. Well, we don't know what was in it. With Hookshot being so late, no one obviously went back there to look at it. But yeah, I mean, we were expecting, a lot of a great race between you two. You both did a phenomenal job with this, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad it was entertaining.
Yeah, the first half again, you guys were pretty even and doing a lot of the same stuff, although albeit at like kind of different intervals. Pull up my splits. Like, yeah, you both did Eastern. Like, you spent a little more time kind of clearing the decks early before doing Eastern, whereas Fernap did it Eastern right away. But then you did Pod first, and then Thieves, and Fernap did it the opposite way around. But you also went to Hype Cave first.
Yes, I like to start with Hype Cave in the Dark World, and since I had everything needed to beat Pod, I just went ahead and ran over there and did it.
Yeah, that was kind of our thinking was, well, you're in the neighborhood, you might as well, and it played out pretty well as far as that went. But then again, Fernap went to Thieves, got the mirror right off the bat, and was actually able to chain it pretty nicely and get the fire rod later. Although Fernap had some trouble in one of the dark rooms in Pod, but still. So it was interesting to see the kind of the contrast.
I will say this too. I think if anyone who is watching this race for the next week, everyone's going to be opening validation chest. Wasn't that just the greatest little find?
It was awesome. Like, we were thinking maybe they were on Laser Bridge, right? But
Yeah.
Beer was like, oh, check validation chest.
Red Mail and a Shield were on Laser Bridges. Fernap just did all the checks, so
yep, Fernap just killing Trinex and is finally going to be able to move on to GT.
Yeah, and then 127.26 for Fernap. But yeah, it's like, apart from the second and third crystals, your order as far as the dungeons, the crystal dungeons you completed were exactly the same. It was just how you got there and when. Yeah,
because besides what basically Fire Rod and Hookshot, almost everything that you guys needed was pretty much on path in a dungeon, right? If it was kind of you do a dungeon, it leads you here. Do a dungeon, leads you here, up until those couple items.
Yeah, that's it's a little strange, but I guess it can happen.
Yeah, a little straightforward. There was some opportunity for a little divergence, like if you were to choose to do Smith Chain.
Yeah, that was the big thing we were talking about there, because there was the whole Smith Chain was open up, especially when we saw you get powder before we knew Hookshot was there. We were kind of talking about that. It's like, oh, now you can do all the checks. When you guys were in Thieves Town, we were kind of thinking, oh, I wonder if anyone's gonna, do the Skull Woods and then check all the north checks, because Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb were accessible at that point because of the mirror on blind. But there didn't end up being anything of significance there, and so you ended up doing the right thing and going in a different direction, and it paid off.
Yeah, and Fernap just went right side right off the bat, and like, yeah, I'm getting my Got my big key, got my small key. I am good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Hope Room really pays off in this one.
Yeah, it did.
nice party gifts there for Fernap in the second mimic room. Got full magic, but already has full magic, and a fairy. I was like, no, I'm good.
With red mail and still 10 full hearts, I think
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
in pretty good shape.
With some of those extra overworld checks, put Fernap up to 14 hearts. So
Yeah, and the one thing that Fernap got that, you know, you couldn't, there were no safeties available to you. I think Fernap found Burna in, was it Skull Woods that I found that in? So,
yeah.
yeah.
Skullwoods had Canna Burna, so
Yeah,
yeah,
so they have that for some advantage at this point at the end for the climb and stuff. So
that and if things get a little dicey with Ganon, in phase 2, that's always an option. But if we're not having a little trouble in the ice room here, the last of floor 4 gauntlet before Lanmos. So, looking to be we got the fire rod ready. Always love me some fire rod strats. Fortunately, I'm having a little trouble hitting the mark on. Oof. There goes one.
the one advantage of finding Butter Sword is 2 slashes with each one and they're gone. So
Yeah.
it's a good backup when you don't want to blow all your magic because you still got some torches light.
Right, and that, and taking care of the whiz robes in the next room, two of the next 3 rooms. You want to just do that nice and quick.
Absolutely.
Right. But you also blue potion. So Zaxorai, now at 5-0 in your mentor tournament, does this exceed what you had expected going in?
I mean, I will say I've had like a different mentor every week, and all of them have, slightly different strategies for some things, and it's been very helpful. All the mentors that I've, had time with have been very helpful in refining like my gameplay.
What do you think is like so far been the biggest change or improvement from week 1 to now in your play, would you say?
Probably the advice to be more confident in what I'm doing. Because like if you know what you're doing, why are you like hesitating? Which spending too long in a room can cause you to die, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that definitely that kind of second guessing for sure. Especially in a randomizer. My experience more with the SMB3R, but I think it applies to pretty much any randomizers. Your first gut instinct is usually the correct one. So, Fernap getting a nice refill on health and magic for the Moldorm fight, round 2.
Here we go.
There it is. Now, please open the chest.
Well, they opened the chest, the pre-mold worm chest, so I'm hoping that means we're going to see it. There it is. There's the gift.
There's the seed was inordinately kind in that respect. Yeah.
All right, let's see how good we are at geometry.
And there's a double. See if we match Zaxorai's performance.
Oh, we got a double on that second one, yeah.
Double.
So it looks like, yeah, and that would have been a triple too, so that's great, yeah.
Double. Very nice. Yeah, that triple you pulled, Zaxorai, that was very nice.
It was fantastic. It felt great.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than getting a solid triple on Aga 2, especially after the second phase was a little rougher because they were too spread out.
Yeah.
Feels good to get back at them.
Yeah, triple double for Fernap, and double single triple. So a cycle for you.
All right, here comes again in fight for Fernap. Now, with Butter, this is going to probably be a little bit easier. Only have them do 6 slashes per phase here for 1 and 2.
Right. Yeah.
And having
Oh,
Burna as the backup, which they got out, so that's good.
yeah. And got whacked by the pitchfork there.
Of course.
All right, so the red bats are coming out. All right, so took a couple of hits. So, but this now that immediate danger is past, this should be okay.
Yeah. I'm taking a couple hits on Red Mail, too, so not taking as much damage with this particular fight as Zaxorai had to, unfortunately. But hopefully in pretty good shape. There's our first. Gets the torch glitch, too. Yeah.
Yep. So, not quite the great setup. It's going to have to get one more torch light. Yep. All right, there it is. And there it
the
goes.
4th arrow. All right, get your GGs in chat for Fernap. Closing out the seed strong.
Indeed. So get out the GGs for Fernap. While falling to 4-1 puts up a good effort indeed, finishing with an official race time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 34 seconds.
Yeah, it really is crazy how close the seed really was, and just until that whole debacle with Meyer.
Yeah, the ice palace. Everything swung on that decision, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah. So we'll see if Fernap wants to come in for a post-race interview or not.
Indicated as such that yes, in race time chat. So
okay.
So we should. All right, there's Fernap in the green room.
So while we're waiting, let's also just mention, please, if you haven't already, give these runners a follow.
Absolutely.
They put on a great show for us today, and we still got one more week of Swiss before we get into the bracket stage, so we'll be seeing more from both of them.
Indeed. And give myself Pro8007, my co-com Emok81, and Haiku, our great tracker, follow as well. It'd be appreciated. Any and all support is appreciated. And of course, Mr. Angry Pants, our tremendous restreamer.
Yes. Thank him for all the work he's done putting this together today so we could watch this great match.
Yes, indeed. Still waiting in the green room, so try and that'll there and all right, and we are joined by Fernap in the chat. GG.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi, GG's.
GG, Zax.
Hey, GG Fernap.
So, um, we were saying for the first half of the race, it was pretty even between the two of you, and then it really swung after Ice Palace. You went, Zaxorai went one way and you went another, and unfortunately, yours did not work out. But what was your sort of thought process after Ice Palace?
So much. It was just like do checks, I think. And it's funny. Coin Chaser was actually pushing me to do Meyer quite a bit earlier, but then I said, no, it's just 2 checks and it's slow. And of course, that's where the hook shot was after all, and that's what kind
Right.
of finished it off. So it was just a matter of putting off Meyer, I think, is what did it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those situations where it's unfortunate because really that could have been in any of those locations, and unfortunately you just happened to pick the ones where it wasn't at. You both did desert after ice, and then Zaxorai found the hook shot right as you were kind of wrapping up desert, and then unfortunately we saw you go away from desert. We're like, oh no.
Yeah.
So and then that was just
So
and I get
that-
it because at that point you had Skull Woods that had 2 checks and the green pendant. It
Yeah.
was enticing for sure.
And that was also like right into Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, and then Smith Chain after that. So there was just this whole natural line that I just kind of looked more appealing than trying to go into.
Yeah, I mean it's totally understandable in that decision. I think a lot of people would make as opposed to going into the pendant dungeon, and then to top it off to have it be in cutscene chest was even more fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh well.
But
Yeah,
the seed was at least nice to you at the end and through silvers and validation chests. We were really hoping you weren't going to skip that. So
I skipped the mini helmet chests, and I always check validation chests just because. And sure
Good.
enough.
yeah, so it at least gave you a little carrot at the end. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
and overall, I mean, the play was accurate, and it worked out pretty well by and large, and the two of you were kind of doing the same things for the first 45-50 minutes, albeit maybe a little bit differently in terms of the order. And you did Thieves first and got the mirror, and that set up some nice checks for you. We were able to get the fire rod and just kind of clean up. Although I know you had some trouble in pod with that one dark room, the dark
That
chest.
was, I got knocked out of where I expected to be by one of those, was it Dodongos or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
And really kind of threw me for a loop. And Coin Chaser was kind of talking me through where I was. So
Yeah, when they don't want to play nice, that room can be a little bit more daunting than usual.
yeah, but got it eventually, so wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
We were just saying from the beginning, we were saying, we were expecting a great race and we got one. You guys both played very well. This was a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you.
So so thank you and good luck in the next round. So
Yeah,
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to both of you. Definitely, demonstrating some very strong skills. I mean, you didn't get to 4-0 going into this by accident, and it was clear based on your play why that was.
Thank you.
Right. Emak, anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I think I said it. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, Pro, for joining me on this. This was a really great
pleasure.
race to commentate, and I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. I know we have some other races, I think, on the schedule still. Yeah, we got a couple of night races. I don't think they'll be broadcast, but we do have 2 more. Just keep an eye out for the results. We got Kyrie Strombaum versus Krista Joy, 7:30. And Caton 1756 versus Furious Prince 97. So keep an eye out for the results on those 2 as they come in. So it should be really good. Thanks all for watching. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.